Peaceful protests spiraling into looting and destruction in Tampa overnight. Looters storming a CVS here, setting fire to businesses along Fowler Avenue. This part of a nationwide protest over the death of George Floyd. Video of his arrest and death sparking nationwide outrage. Floyd was arrested 6 days ago while police were investigating him for using counterfeit currency. Former officer Derek Chauvin can be seen here kneeling on Floyd's neck as Floyd repeatedly says, "I can't breathe." He died at the scene, and now the officer is in a Minneapolis jail charged in Floyd's death. Protesters across the nation say the officer's arrest is not enough. Among other things, they want the other officers here charged as well. We saw protests in cities across the country again overnight, including two different scenes in our area. Fox 13's Elizabeth Fry is in St. Pete to tell us what happened there. But first, we're going to start with Fox 13's Kelly Cowan, who is at the University Mall in Tampa, where things took a really dangerous turn overnight. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, two big fires set last night. One to a gas station where the flames came dangerously close to pumps, and another at this sporting goods store just behind me. This Champs Sports store set ablaze as looters were ransacking the place last night. Several witnesses telling me people coming out with arms full of merchandise, and eventually the store itself set on fire. You can see just how bad the damage is here. I mean, we are seeing straight through the building at this point. We're kind of on the side of it, but we've also learned from one of our other crews that has a better look at the front of the building just how bad this was to neighboring businesses as well. Of course, this is a strip mall, so a lot of shared roof space and shared walls as well. So we know a restaurant on the other side of it. This AT&T store here in this strip mall as well, also ransacked by looters last night. And firefighters are on scene, keeping a really close eye on things because we have seen smoke at times start billowing out of the building, and they are, we know, looking for hot spots and making sure that nothing erupts again. But there is a large crime scene perimeter set up in that parking lot now around everything, just trying to keep everything cordoned off. But we can also see from our aerial views, Skyfox overhead, just how bad the roof damage is. You can see straight down into that building. So a lot of extensive damage done here to this location, but several stores along Fowler Avenue also looted last night. We were on scene as a CVS was looted. Protesters broke in. A few blocks away, the University Mall, hundreds gathered overnight in the parking lot, and law enforcement had to use tear gas, even rubber bullets, to try to disperse the crowd as they rushed the mall. Several people broke into shops and looted inside of there. The sheriff's office says two of its deputies were wounded by protesters who threw bottles and even launched fireworks at officers, and Tampa Fire responded to those two separate fire scenes. So not only at the sporting goods location, but also at that mobile gas station, which could have caused an extremely dangerous situation had the fire gotten to the pumps. I have spoken to a few protesters who were here last night as all of this was happening, and they tell me that they're frustrated that some are taking advantage of the situation and simply creating chaos instead of change.
This is definitely not what we're trying to demonstrate. We're trying to demonstrate something greater. We're trying to unite each other, and we're trying to be here for each other. We're not out here looting. We're not out here trying to set things on fire, because at the same time, this is our own neighborhoods. This is our communities. So why destroy our own community? You know, it's only going to put us in more turmoil, I feel.
Sheriff Cronister was on scene last night as well to survey some of the damage, and he reported that 3 arrests were made, at least 3 arrests by his department alone. He says peaceful demonstrations, totally in support of that. What they're not in support of and that what they won't tolerate are the demonstrations that involve looting, rioting, violence, and of course burning buildings. Any destruction, it won't be tolerated.
All right, Kelly Cowan live for us in Tampa.